Hey friends, today's video is all about the warm-up, specifically the first 10 minutes of playing time every day. I posed a question to my free Facebook group, Horn Players United, on what folks were doing in these first 10 minutes. I got a lot of answers from long tones to pedal tones to chromatic half scales done in half steps up the scale. And even one person said they pray, which I thought was pretty funny. So we are going to talk about what I do and why. It's very different than what I was taught and what I did for many, many years as a warm-up. Now, there are three things that I want to accomplish in the first 10 minutes of playing. The first is I'm actually going to cover the entire comfortable range to my limit of my playing. Now, the second thing is I want to use slurs to get the air and the lips in relaxed, coordinated balance. I use harmonic patterns to do that, as you'll see. And the third thing is I want to actually travel through registers often so that I minimize any need for shifting or changing anything and smoothing out those transitions between the mid, high, and low register. So I'm going to start with a series of patterns. There's going to be probably 3 different patterns we do total. The first one is going to start on our pedal note, going all the way up an octave and a fifth to the fifth of the key above it and all the way back down. You can start these an octave higher and just play down to the fifth and back up if that's easier. I prefer starting in the pedal register because I want to start where my lips and my air are completely relaxed. So this first pattern I'm going to do on the F horn first valve. I'm going to go up chromatically through the different fingerings all the way up to our shortest horn, which is thumb open. And while I may switch up the note I start on in these various patterns, the one constant is that I always land 1 half step higher than where I landed in the previous pattern. So the first pattern again is going to be from our pedal note to the fifth above, all the way back down. I'm going to do that through all of the keys from first valve F horn all the way up to thumb open. So you can see in just this first pattern, in a minute and a half plus a few seconds, we've gone all the way from our pedal B flat 2 octaves plus a second up to the C in the staff. And so you can see how efficient this type of warm-up is because we're covering such a large range. If we were sitting on long tones, we'd still be going maybe a fourth or a fifth max. We're now going over 2 octaves in the first less than 2 minutes of our playing. Now I'm going to add some more harmonics and we're going to move to a different pattern. And I'm going to do all the same cycles starting on the F horn going all the way up to the shortest horn again. We landed on a C, third space C in the staff. I'm going to start on that same landing spot, but I'm not going to land on the same key. I'm actually going back to the F horn. We're going to add a couple partials and we're going to do a full 2-octave harmonic slur. I'm going to again start all the way in that pedal register, going up 2 octaves, coming all the way back down. If you need to speed these up a little bit as you go, that's fine because we are adding notes. The key is we want to do them all in one breath. We want to have that rhythmic breathing between. I use 4 beats of rest. And it's about the process, not the outcome. If something doesn't speak or if it's fuzzy, don't stop and correct it. Keep the process going. The only true rule is that if we feel that we're using too much tension, pressure, or experiencing pain, or the sound is cutting out, we want to stop. So here is our next 2-octave harmonic slur pattern. So one of the values of this harmonic series low to high progressive warm-up is how efficient it is in building our range. In just 3 minutes of the first playing, we've now covered about 62% of our horn's 4-octave range. We would have covered more if we'd added the very, very pedal notes, which I'm going to do in this next pattern just to show you how that works. So now, in order to keep going higher, we ended on a top line F. I'm going to again end on the same note, but in a different key. I'm going to go back to where we started all of this on the B flat, first valve F horn, written B flat, pedal tone, going all the way up to the F and all the way back to the B flat. Once I get higher, I'm going to add the even lower pedal tone just to show you what that looks like. So you'll notice that some of these were not perfect, but I didn't stop and redo the cycle because it's not about playing perfectly. It's really about the process in these first minutes, getting the air and the lips in that relaxed balance. Again, once I feel pain, once I feel too much tension or pressure, or once I feel that the sound is not speaking, I will stop because I've reached my limit for that day. The last pattern I'm going to share with you is a 3-octave harmonic slur. So we're going to land on the same high C that we did before. Again, we're going to go back to the F horn, play this on F horn open, and then gradually go higher and see if I can get any of those notes above high C today. So today I was able to get in rhythm a fairly healthy high E and E flat. The F didn't quite come out today, but that's okay. You'll notice that I didn't stop when I reached a failure point. I continued the pattern so that I was done with the cycle before I stopped. So when you get to that point where just air is coming out, just keep going until you get all the way back down to the low register. Now, I love this warm-up because it's taking me from the low register gradually to the middle and all the way up to the highest register. It's smoothing out any breaks that we believe we have in our playing or any pivots or shifts. Some people believe they have to have a different embouchure for the low range. I just never subscribed to that because I didn't want to have 2 embouchures. And this is a great way to smooth those register breaks. I hope you enjoyed this video on the first 10 minutes of playing. You can see that you can cover 4 octaves in the first 10 minutes of playing, and I recommend giving this a try. If you like this video, please check out my link tree in my bio. It has a link to my web class, which you can watch on demand, as well as access to my free Facebook group, Horn Players United. Like and subscribe, leave me a comment to let me know how this is working for you, and I will see you next time.